right, so Bant Clerics, trying out a few new cards and ideas here today. Clerics, as their primary payoff, have Righteous Valkyrie here. When your life total is 7 more than your starting, everything you control gets +2/+2 as a 2/4. We have a number of ways to gain life, such as Veteran and Prosperous Innkeeper. And then we have other things that pay us off for gaining life, such as Voice of the Blessed and Moondancer. A new card we got in the direct-to-digital release was Inquisitor Captain, this 3/3 with Vigilance for 4. And when it enters the battlefield, if there are 20 or more creature cards with mana value 3 or less between your graveyard, hand, and library, you get to look at 2 creatures out of your deck, put 1 into play, and then the other goes back into your deck. So this is a card that can help us find our Valkyries more consistently, and it can also pseudo-combo by finding Glasspool Mimics if you high roll to copy itself to put a bunch of power into play. So we've also got a couple of cheeky Croaking Counterparts to copy our powerful payoffs. And then another new direct-to-digital design that seems kind of sweet is Sigardian Evangel here. So 3/1 for 2 that basically lets you copy itself any number of times the turn you play it. And every time it enters the battlefield, it taps something you don't control. So it can help you push damage. It's an okay card to just play on 2 as a 3/1 for 2. And in the late game, you know, when you have 4, 6, or 8 mana, you can put a bunch of things into play, tapping a bunch of blockers and adding a bunch of power to the table. So let's go ahead and jump on into some games with this and see how it goes. Camaril, thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Up to that silver shield. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for the support. Thanks everybody for hanging out this morning, by the way. We're not on the front page anymore, but looks like we still got over 2,500 people in here. If you're new to the channel and hanging out and enjoy the vibes, make sure you tap that follow button. I stream here full-time as my job, and I'd love to see you back again sometime in the future. We'll play a ton of strategy card games like Magic the Gathering here. Also do some single-player story-driven stuff, as well as some MOBAs like Pokemon Unite. So there's a lot of great stuff going on here during the week. Can we keep this on the draw? It's like Moondancer with no payoff and a lot of air. I think we can look at this. Yeah, this is much better. Thanks for the 23 months, Crack Pipe Kid. Bottom the Croaking Counterpart in the dark. Hopefully they're a deck that Skyclave has text against. If they're a control deck and Deserted Beach on 1 could mean control deck, I'll be a little sad that we kept Skyclave Apparition here. Yikes. Play this out on green and play Innkeeper this turn, I think. So far, they've got a whole lot of nothing going on. Sweepers cost 5 in this format, usually. Except for that. That costs less than 5. Huh. Yeah, this is interesting. It's like a tempo sweeper, right? They keep blowing up my stuff, chat. Forklift TV, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. Yes, they do perpetually get more. You have Jawari disruption by... So, like, this is why I'm interested to see how this game plays out. Like, can they actually leverage, you know, the tempo from these divine purges, basically? Is kind of the question. Because, like, remember... They technically, like that's card disadvantage technically. I did Crunchy, thank you for the support. Pull that up now. Oh, it's a Bard class deck too, sweet. I might adapt this one to be a best of 3 deck because Bard class is something I've been meaning to poke at. Hey, thanks for the 34 months, Negative. Welcome back. Okay, I mean, Hullbreaker Horror is an amazing card for benefiting from the tempo that Divine Purge is able to break, right? And like the fact that these perpetually make my things more expensive makes bouncing them even better, right? Yeah, I mean, their deck seems real gross here, huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, our spells are gonna resolve. They're just gonna all be back into our hand constantly. Alright, so Skyclave Apparition comes out here, obviously. Valorous Stance seems good. This is bad because they're just gonna, like, bounce and get rid of the token. Spellbinder seems good. Reidane seems good. Okay. We'll play this tapped on 1, so we can do this, into green, into Valkyrie. Untapped lands. This card seems much worse if your opponent's actually able to hit land drops, but it's really good against us when we just like sit here and basically don't get to play. We would have gotten to resolve this while they were tapped out. The fact that I had to only commit this to the board makes it really rough. What's Alchemy? It is a direct-to-digital format. Think of Alchemy is to Standard as Historic is to Pioneer, basically. Same white on this. We have the rest of our colors. We're just looking for a land, honestly. Would like to go Captain into voice next turn, I think. We should probably try blue-white bad man at some point. Seems pretty good. This seems like an incredible card to curve Hullbreaker into. Discover the Formula is also incredibly powerful. It's better than Progress Day, right? Progress Day in Runeterra only discounts the cards you draw with it. This discounts everything in your hand. Actually Progress Day plus. Yeah, I mean, it costs 2 less than Progress Day, but the comparison isn't 1-to-1 between Runeterra and Magic because the resource systems are drastically different. Yeah, it was actually just tempo hell. Like, they're a control deck, but they're also, like, incredible amounts of tempo. That was sweet. I'm gonna write down what they were doing as something we want to do later. Imagine tracking that deck in paper. Yep. Where's it? What? Wait, what costs what? Things are where? Looking at their hand show perpetual effects. Yeah, and when you look at their hand, you see everything that's modified everywhere. The Blue Voss, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Well, technically still morning here, almost afternoon. Tiwaz, thanks for the follow. Made a deck with Seagate Restoration playable. Maybe. It almost felt like Seagate Restoration was maybe unnecessary in their deck, but maybe it's also just kind of a free roll because it's a bolt land. Alright, so... this is probably a mulligan, right? This is technically a land, but I guess we could keep this. We're on the draw. We just, like, pretend this isn't here. Like, if I looked at this hand as a 6-card hand, I'd be pretty happy just bottoming this, right? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this in the draw, actually. Oh no, we still need Barrier Catalyst. I toggled that off by mistake. There should be a thing coming. They're kind of difficult to get, and there'll be an extra thing added where they'll be a little bit easier to farm up. Thanks for the follows, Tiwaz and Sarls. See if we get our third land drop, 26 lands later. Tenacious Pup into Thalia is interesting. Well, I mean... I guess that's better than missing a land drop. Kinda, sorta, maybe. So this goes away and end of turn. Oh, it gets discarded. That's really interesting. Assume we're gonna lose. I guess they could take a Valkyrie here. This is probably the card they care the most about, but I don't currently have double white. And taking that makes sense too, because I'm missing lands. Now I gotta decide. There's more white than green in my deck. My body is ready to play this on green and then draw a blue-green land and be immediately sad, but I think this is the right play. Two 4 means they don't have good attacks here, which is great. Seems like they're... This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience, chat. Feels Magic the Gathering, man. For the record, there are exactly 2 lands in my deck that don't make white mana. There are two, well, I guess if you count these. So we have 20 white sources And then we have 4 Glasspools and two Barkchannel Pathways. LOL. This lady's gonna stack up. Ooh. Gosh, it's a shame we don't have white mana. I think we just dig for a captain. Oh, captain, my captain. That's another Valkyrie. We'll keep a Valkyrie. Or back up to 21. Our deck seems much better into creature decks than control decks, Chip. It's gonna be a pippity pop the fun don't stop type situation next turn. We're gonna copy a Valkyrie and then everything's gonna get 6/6. Okay, so want these Circle of Confinements. Evangel is probably kind of medium into their 1/2s for 1 and their Thalia, so I think we trim those. Bring in a couple of portable holes, maybe. Quick submit for now. This seems fine. Not particularly linear, but plenty interactive to slow them down to start. This is a nice pickup to make voice more powerful here. I'm told the terminal's supposed to do stuff later. I can't tell if they're just like rolling out the game features in waves, or if they're just like developing them in real time while people are playing it. I think this is the first time Twitch has done something like this. It seems like they're still kind of figuring it out as they go a little bit for the Helios project. It's a neat engagement community thing. Build the rocket as you fly it. Fly, my pretties, fly, fly. Okay, oh captain, my captain. So do we... I think we just captain, right? Because I can Glasspool my captain next turn. So Twitch is working with another games company is my understanding, but they are working with Twitch too. Because like they're doing some stuff with the Twitch extensions that haven't been done before. It seems like it's kind of like the, you know, there was the Twitch plays Pokemon things that happened a long time ago with like people just interacting with the game via chat commands, and it seems like it's kind of like the next level / evolution of that kind of. I think we Circle of Confinement, take this Cathar, and then we Voice of the Blessed, and then we'll Glasspool Mimic the Captain next turn. Praise Helix indeed. Again, we just take the set. Okay, there's a captain of their own. Looking to fade a Skyclave Apparition here. That's not a big deal at all, because we have the 5th land already. We'll get to Glasspool our captain, and if we high roll a little bit, we'll get to turn on Valkyrie this turn. We actually had a pretty mediocre hit there, but opponent was off of it. Deal-orito. We low roll. Listen, chat. Sometimes you just need to bounce, okay? Lunatic, thanks for the follow. What's going on, Smancers? Folks that are new to the channel, welcome to Hooglandia. We hang out and we play Magic here at least 5 days a week. Usually to start my stream every single day, we play 2 to 3 constructed decks. Usually we change decks every 60 to 90 minutes, so always a lot of variety here. If you're someone looking for Alchemy decks and you don't have time to watch absolutely everything that I stream, I know I'm here a lot. I'd encourage you to check out my daily deck digest channel on YouTube as well. Every single day, I post a 20 to 40 minute video on there that's a deck tech and 2 matches highlighting a sweet deck. That channel's gonna have a primary focus on Alchemy Magic's new digital-only format for the next little bit, but we also do Historic on there occasionally, some Historic Brawl. We used to do Standard, but let's be honest, Standard's dead for digital people like me now. So Alchemy's gonna be largely replacing that. Arshpocalypse, thanks for the follow. And Ember, good morning, good morning. Almost afternoon here in the cornfields. What made me go Bant over Abzan? Well, you want Glasspool Mimic. We were originally going to start with Esper, and then we realized that I'd rather have Moondancer than the couple of black cards I was playing. So the base idea is that Glasspool Mimic is very good with Inquisitor Captain. And Glasspool is just good at giving you more copies of Righteous Valkyrie as well, which is great. We're on the draw, chat, which means this is an untapped land to keep. How do you see other streamers that are doing the Helios thing? You can check out the main Twitch gaming channel here, and there is a directory button on the extension on that page. You don't know what to craft from Alchemy yet, I would heavily encourage you to check out some of the highlights in the deck digest for the best of. We're throwing a lot of noodles at the wall, and I also have my main YouTube channel still where everything gets uploaded. So if you want to see some of the failures, only the successful things end up on the deck digest. But remember, chat, it's very easy to make decks always look good there. So if you want to see full cuts of things, my other channel is still available for that. I've enjoyed Alchemy so far. There's been a lot of attacking and blocking in this format. I'm definitely a fan of formats that allow me to do that. I think Magic's combat system is one of the best things about it. So getting to leverage the combat system inside of formats is usually what I'm looking to do, personally. Our hand's pretty good here. If we can find a blue source for Croaking Counterpart, we'll get to, like, get a couple Valkyries going. You cannot farm extra materials by doing several streams at once. But once I sign off for the, like, I'm only going to be live for probably another 3, maybe 4 hours, you can also accrue more materials over the next day and a half while the event's going on by checking out other streams. So one of the great things about some of the cards in this format being pushed is that they don't have to be pushed forever if they end up being too strong, right? Like, because we are in the brave new world of a digital card game, if something ends up being too good, they can just dial it back. Yeah, Inquisitor Captain is very comparable to Collecting Company, for sure. And there's our blue into our green, so next year we're gonna get to Counterpart the Valkyrie and then play Veteran and Pippity pop right on off. Paper Magic, gone in the next 10 years, place your bets. I think that's completely idiotic. I think competitive Paper Magic will become more and more niche, but competitive Paper Magic has always been a niche thing. I think there's fear in my dojo chat. I don't think I want to block this. I ain't getting combat tricked. Need a historian. Yeah, I mean, so, and we've talked about this a lot on stream before too. Casual has always been the driving force in Paper Magic. And EDH just gave people a structured way to play casual Magic effectively. Oh, I forgot this was only gonna be 1 toughness, chat. I forgot this was only gonna be 1 toughness. This might sound astounding, but a majority of people only play Magic for fun. Yeah, mood. Actual truth. Yeah, it's fine. We're actually fine. I was just expecting these to be huge this turn. I didn't realize the token was actually a frog in a hat too. This is great. Look at this Righteous Valkyrie, chat. Look at how adorable it is. All right, we're looking to dodge Skyclave Apparition here. Oh, this also doesn't count as an angel or cleric entering. That's kind of a big deal. It only triggered this, because this is just a frog. Wow. Play voice next turn? No, I mean, if our board stays the same, I'm gonna Croaking Counterpart the Valkyrie, and then everything will get 6/6, and they'll get crushed. Because we'll still gain 2 from these coming in. Excuse me. Oh yeah, they're super dead shit. Let's get linear, linear. I want to get linear. Let's get into linear. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Crunch. As you will, friend. As you will. Listen, chat, when there's frogs and hats involved, things always escalate quickly. Does that look like the hat of a casual frog, chat? No, that's a tryhard frog right there. All right, confinements and valorous stances definitely coming in here. I need 1 cut. Probably just like a tiny dancer. Or voice. I think tiny dancer might actually be better than voice, because it lets me scry. Although I guess this is legendary. Yeah, legendary probably makes it worse. This is fine. Not great, but fine. Hey, Osti, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. And we need another land, but I can play this for white, and even though we're on the draw, I can let it come into play tapped and then scry. Nailed it. Never didn't have it. So now we get to... Now we get to go Tiny Dancer into Valkyrie, and probably play one of these tapped on 3 along with voice. Them having their removal spells and us not could definitely be the difference between winning and losing this. Okay. Those are only way to gain life in hand, so having that little bit of wrong half problems deck like this can have with some frequency. Where we have a bunch of payoffs but don't have anybody enablers. Okay. Fortunately, can only copy our own things here. Probably gonna stance this Valkyrie. Kill this now before they get to gain more life with it. Okay. That clears this out, and then this gives us a window to start attacking and pressuring their life total. And getting to pressure their life total here is a big deal because it means if they peel a Righteous Valkyrie off the top, it's less likely to end us. I think I'm going to chill on this other Glasspool Mimic for now. Because if we draw like an Innkeeper or something, I probably want to Innkeeper into copy Innkeeper to get our payoffs going. Nice. Okay. Yes, if you have resources that go into the barrier catalyst, hang on to those. And save up for those. That's one of the harder ones to make. Glasspool Mimic. That can stay there, I think. And then honestly, I think we just Tiny Dancer, right? We just like use these treasures, choose to keep this one, and then crack them for 15 here. This is why we held on to the Glasspool Mimic, right? Yes, Historic is basically all cards on Arena, with the asterisk that Historic uses the direct-to-digital versions. Or the rebalanced versions. I guess if they block with this, they get back the Righteous Valkyrie here. And they're going to go to 24. They could pop off with Valkyrie next turn. It's a little scary. I think there's a place for Token Kai and Alchemy. Probably not. I don't think that card's very good. Oh, that's interesting too. Yeah, there's other people streaming, so if you have materials I don't need at the moment, you can drop them off at other people to help them out. So they're gonna get back the 1-drop, and they're gonna get back Righteous Valkyrie. They're up to 26, so any creature here lets them enable Valkyrie. But this Glasspool Mimic is gonna copy Voice next turn, which will make all of these things 7/7s. Oh wow, another Aura is huge here. You can find the directory for other people doing the Helios thing on the Twitch gaming page. Glasspool getting to be flexible, payoff or enabler, depending on what you need, is big game. Speaking of things that are flexible, chat. How about a frog in a hat? How about a frog in a hat? Or two. A frog in a hat or two, chat. Asserting our dominance as the superior clerics deck, chat. We have frogs and hats. They have core, we have frogs and hats. Copy a thing, except it's a frog. Good stuff. But I just want you to know, Hoaglandia, I shared a screenshot of my Helios components in the Discord server where I'm talking with the people that are in charge of it, and they were very impressed at your ability to farm things. The direct quote was, "Your viewers are intense." We don't have casuals here, I told them. We're hardcore cat. We farm things professionally here in Hoaglandia. Excuse you, this is a frog deck with a cleric sub-theme. Historic now using only power adjusted cards? Yes, only power adjusted cards. The two digital formats on Arena have the same digital card in them. So the Arena version of a card is the only version of a card available in Historic and Alchemy if it's legal there. And I've mentioned this, I really hope they don't take too long, and they eventually should go back over the Historic ban list, and I don't think Historic should have a ban list. I think it should probably just power level adjust everything that's currently banned in Historic. Maybe they make like some small exceptions for things like mystical archives if they don't want to rebalance things like lightning. Like obviously lightning bolt doesn't get adjusted, right? It's like lightning strike or shock or things like dark ritual, but things like Oko, things like Teferi, just all of it. You should get wild cards for nerfs. I mean, the Arena economy should just be more player friendly. But Wizards of the Coast knows that you all are Magic addicts and you're going to play even if the economy sucks, so the economy's not going to get better. So, while Limited has a lot of attacking and blocking in it, it also has a lot of pretty uninteresting board stalls. And I do enjoy playing higher powered level formats. You can remove Winota from the ban list and change nothing. Yeah, probably. Yes, yeah, the new Omnath is historic legal. It's probably not historic playable, but it's definitely historic legal. Okay, how greedy is it to bottom this and keep both of these? What if I bottom this and keep these three? I want to do that, actually. For what it's worth, I actually really enjoy Magic's custom limited formats like Cube that are higher powered limited formats. And we're gonna greed and hold on to this for now too. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna name green with this and get our scry on. I don't know that Fatal Push is actually that popular in Historic, but shout out to Skyclave Apparition. That card's definitely popular and dodging that is relevant. That's actually a good shout. Excuse me? Our opponent must not watch Twitch, chat, because they're actually learning while they play their card game. Some can't of index are meeting. Push. That's fair. That's like one archetype though, right? That's like less than 10% of the format. Hey, Slinker, thanks for 26 months. Wow, the opponent's got a lot of lessons. I guess playing this means they have to have a lot of lessons, basically, right? My dojo had a little bit of fear in it, for sure. I wonder if they have sweepers in their deck. Push barely sees Modern play. Now that's interesting. Modern's got a lot more one-mana creatures than Historic does, and they have fetch lands. That kind of surprises me. Look, chat, I was right to be afraid. I was right to be afraid. Mr. King, thanks for the quarter of a year. Yeah, card changes aren't always nerfs. Oh, Prismatic Ending is the new push. That's fair. It's basically just gotten outclassed then. Okay, so let's Voice of the Blessed. And then we'll Inquisitor Captain. I think this is better than making another Righteous Valkyrie. Yeah, look at that shit. We got to have our Righteous Valkyrie and our Inquisitor Captain. Survey says, my friend. Yes, yeah, that's why we're splashing blue in this deck. You can Captain into Mimic into Captain. We played a Historic deck. In Historic, you get to play Mirror Image as well. So you get to play 8 3-mana clones. If you didn't see the Jeskai clone deck in Historic the other day, we had a couple of games where we like cast Captain and it put double digits power into play. Really, really sweet potential. I think this card's excellent in Historic. Lost are you? Thanks for the prime. I appreciate the support. I wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you, so thanks for keeping me around. Honestly, this kind of feels like a click submit matchup. We just chill. What's going on, Nicobolas? Thanks for the 32 months. Because Halo Infinite keeps crashing. That's my other dirty secret. People are asking me about playing games on release. And another reason I tend to wait for games is not only for them to go on sale, but also for them to get bug patches. Being hyped for a game and then having a bunch of software issues sounds blah. Yeah, it's very similar to Collecting Company, but then it's also just more consistent too, right? Like, you know you're getting 2 things every time. I am really looking forward to playing Cyberpunk 2077 when it releases in like 2.5 years. The early access that it's in right now seems cool, but I'm just not into early access. Not my cup of tea. It'll be bug-free by 2077. I mean, Witcher 3 had a ton of issues when it came out too, right? We had plenty of time to play that and enjoyed it still. They go in different decks. See, I think the Bloodbraid Elf, I think this is much more like Collected Company than it's like Bloodbraid Elf, because this has a deck building restriction, just like Collected Company has a deck building restriction. While you could argue Cascade has loose deck building restrictions, this has a much more direct one like Collected Company does. I actually got a hashtag sponsored free copy of Cyberpunk, but I watched everybody experience it the first couple of days, and I was just like, we're gonna wait for this one. I also would prefer to play it on the PlayStation 5, and they don't have a native version for the PlayStation 5 yet, so hopefully that'll happen at some point. Guardians of the Galaxy was on sale on Amazon for 30 bucks the other day, so I ordered it. It's actually the only physical PlayStation 5 game I own, because it was cheaper to buy the physical copy than it was to buy a digital one. The digital one was on sale for like 40 bucks, and this one was 30 on as a physical copy. Which is silly, but I wasn't able to get a discless version of the PlayStation. So might as well put it to use. Oh, they're tapped out. I should have blocked here. That was really bad. So if I play this, I get 2, and then I play this, and I get 2 more, so it's better to play this now. Should I have played this before all of them? Probably. How's it going? I haven't played it yet. So we just finished Mass Effect 3. I think we're gonna do Rune King next. We might do Guardian of the Galaxy after Rune King. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Yeah, and from what people have said, it's the exact type of game that I enjoy. Although we'll have to play it with the music off, since you know, DCMA and all that jazz, which is a touch sad, but it is what it is. You know, bounce my friend here. That's fine, right? We'll play this next turn, and then we'll play this afterwards. Alright, so I actually want to turn off auto-ordered triggered abilities here, because I want, oh, this actually worked out the way I wanted it to. We want these to happen with this first, so that way by the time the Righteous Valkyrie trigger happens, this has 4 toughness. Now we're cleared for liftoff. We just can stay there. Crunch. version, it is a ton of scrap. I think I like this version better than the pod version. We were basically playing Pyre for the sake of finding Valkyrie more consistently. And this and this kind of do that for us still. And the Glasspool Mimic just copying Valkyrie is also like having more Valks as well. And like, even if they have a sweeper here, we like have these to disturb back and then Captain plus this on top of our deck, right? Alright. We're ready to finish our Helios mission, chat. Let's take a peek at it. Two communication modules here. Thanks everybody for sending us over material. See, chat, when they said our audience was intense, y'all don't screw around. Look at all these. Look at all these materials we got. Manufacture the module. It's Techno. Command module en route. We're building a space rocket. For those of you that weren't here yesterday and didn't see it, Helios is an extension you can enable as the pop-up on the screen when you started. There's a special event going on across Twitch and a bunch of different streams here. You can check out if you go to the Twitch gaming page, a bunch of other people are streaming with it as well. And there's going to be a culminating event tomorrow based on how many missions people have completed. The only difference between a rocket and a missile is the trajectory. That's true. And usually the people that are there. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon at the end of the stream from 3 to 4 p.m. Central will be there's some type of big story movie finish type thing based on how many things people completed, is my understanding. Hoaglandia has done our part. We're going to send this rocket to wherever it needs to go, Chip. The things we're building. The things we'll build. You're sending it through this. It is a little Stargate X-esque. Alright. Let's beat some of our people up with clerics. Part of me, Sociopenguin, feels like I think there's a lot of potential here for this interactive overlay thing with the viewers that can be more involved too. It feels like this is like a first draft of a like there's a lot of neat things going on with the Helios thing, but it feels like there's also a lot of room to expand on it too, which is neat. The background image, if you want to check it out, is the Twitch gaming stream here. Or do you mean my wallpaper? My wallpaper is there on Reddit. The other Twitch stream I was just looking at engaging with is the Twitch gaming page, though. Yeah, this looks fine. So we are on the draw, so this is an untapped land. White, we'll get this untapped. That's kind of annoying. I guess we're gonna Skyclave Apparition this, huh? And then I gotta decide, do I want this to be green or blue? Probably green, because I can make a blue off of this. When I clear through this, that way my voice can get in here to attack. My understanding of it is it's not going to be monetized via bits for people talking about potential monetization things. So do we... Innkeeper into... How much pressure do we want to put on here? I feel like I want to grow this out of Meathook Massacre range and like just get it really big. I think I'm going to Innkeeper into Glasspool, take the Skyclave out. Yeah, I would assume it's more of an engagement tool potential than a directly farming people for stuff potential. Engagement is kind of the king of social media platforms. It's a very direct way to drive that. So we Tiny Dancer, and then we Glasspool a Skyclave again here. Yeah, it's really funny how there were like, well, funny in a capitalism sense, sort of how there's like all of these like big Orwellian type conspiracy theories about how data is gonna impact things. There's all these evil things, and at the end of the day, the thing that's been done mostly with data is just like, base capitalism, we're just gonna serve you better ads so we can be more profitable. Which, honestly, as a consumer chat, I greatly prefer targeted ads to non-targeted ads. Do people at home remember the internet before we had targeted ads? I would much rather see something I might want to click on occasion rather than just things that are completely unrelated. Like whenever I watch like regular network television and it's just like generic ads. It's much from a quality of life perspective, just like I greatly prefer it. So I wonder what happened to all those lonely singles in my area. I think I want some portable holes here. Maybe Fellstinger's better, actually, or the Circle of Confinement's better. This also punishes vampires specifically, but it also, tags the Scorpion, which is something we really care about taking off the table. So, easy Prosperous Innkeeper lead here. We were on the draw again, so this will be an untapped land next turn, which is nice, which is why I led on the Overgrown Farmland. We might just get... I'm gonna hold on to this for potentially being blue. I think I like just going double voice here. With the fourth land drawn. So having multiple streams open at the same time doesn't give bonus for Helios, Thomas. But if I sign off, you can go watch another one and get materials there once I'm done for the day. That's weird. So we're gonna put this on blue in case we draw a Glasspool Mimic. I want to ideally just keep this solidly outside of, what's it called, range? Outside of, sweeper range. Are we sacrificing things here? I guess I'm sacrificing this one because otherwise they're gonna kill it with the trigger, right? This is like relatively close to lethal, right? They hadn't killed our Innkeeper, they'd have died here. Would they have this would have been 2-2 bigger? And they would have been alive by 1. I think it's Death Touch on the backside, right? Yeah. I have Skyclave Apparition though, so that's fine. Again, just trying to keep Voice of the Blessed out of Meathook Massacre range. I don't think there are blood on the snow deck, but they could be. Yes, we just do this. That's probably close to the game, honestly. We need to, like, draw an Inquisitor Captain, spike a good turn with it. This at least got them to use the removal spell before I attacked into this 4/4. Another Evangel could maybe get us out of this too. We'll put a bunch of power into play and tap blockers for a turn. Oh, yeah, the contest button, if you do engage with the Helios thing, there's a giveaway for $200 in Twitch gift cards, I believe, was the giveaway. So there is, if you're poking at Helios, there's a contest button to check to agree to be in. Alright, this one is slowly slipping away here. Blood on the Snow is a big rip.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
What's going on, Dia? Yep, that's a 6-3. Our window to draw something meaningful is closing rapidly. Yeah, I have 3 captains in our deck and 2 Evangels. Read. Okay. Not quite flying yet, though. The Spell Stinger is pretty threatening here as well. Yikes.
My ways are not for the weak.
Take 5, go to 5 here. This veteran disturbs back at least. The old Fell Stinger lethal, chat. GG. Do I want to change how I'm sideboarded at all? I don't think so. Maybe these confinements come out on the play and we just like play Reidanes to like push their Blood on the Snows back is probably a reasonable thing to be doing. I don't hate that idea. Is this 6-card hand good enough to keep? It might be. Thanks for the follow, Rob. Oh, Kunio's streaming as well. Feel free to link his thing in chat. It's always great when people can watch both sides. That's an excellent addition to this hand. Well, that kind of sucks, because now we don't have good attacks next turn. I guess we could Skyclave Apparition this potentially to push damage. As always, do not give me any information about what's in their hand. That is purely there if you want to see both of us make our decisions. We start here. They could also, like, have a removal spell for this. Hopefully it's just like, sack this, draw 2 cards, and we push some damage here. Kunio was playing the same black deck yesterday when we played. Seems like something he's grinding. Seems pretty powerful. So what Kunio did here is something you're going to want to make sure to do if you have the option against these decks is the Inquisitor Captain can get a clone. So you want to kill it in response to its trigger, so that way your opponent does not have the chance to clone it. Hey, so their captain on top is good for us. Opponent also stumbled and missed a land drop here is obviously great. I just like tap out for something silly. They could use this as just a bad edict. Drawing a card, deal. Great. Oh man. So, So Reidane slows them down, but she's not a cleric. So if I take Reidane, I don't activate Valkyrie this turn. Dancer's gonna go to the graveyard right away, but it turns on Valkyrie and lets me smash. I had, this trigger was on the stack from Captain Check. I'm ready to plow. And they don't have blood on the snowman next turn. Can you put Reidane's backside into play? You cannot. This is 1 point short of getting us to where we need to be, unfortunately. Never punished. What's punishing? My play was correct. Like, it's not right to take the Reidane there. Never punishes when you, like, make a mistake and then you don't get punished for making the mistake. If you saw a mistake I made, yeah, okay. Making sure I wasn't missing something. Yes, they get to flip Hengegate over, who has really powerful lifelink here at this point. Yeah, we're actually kind of behind now, right? Like, we're going down to 22. This is gonna be a 6-4 with flying lifelink death touch. That was not the Skyclave Apparition I wanted for Christmas, chat. Yeah, I think we're dead. We needed to hit a payoff there. We needed a captain or another Valkyrie. Even another Valkyrie wouldn't have been that great. We kind of needed a captain specifically. Or we needed the tapper. If we would have hit the card that lets me tap things, they would have died, right? Evangel, or Captain were both lethal, but we're already through. Well, I guess we technically only had one of these. We discarded one. We're through 2 of these. Let's attack with this for the trade. Maybe Reidane buys us enough time to get another draw step or 2. Yeah, like we're both at 20, which obviously favors the control deck. Or 19 to 21 or whatever. Yeah, this Blood Artist deck is very strong. I think I want to play... Oh, we have Crunchy's deck to play after this one today, the Bard class deck. We're probably going to play this deck tomorrow morning to start, I think. My Valkyrie going to die here. Well, we'll call it a day if they do that. We're honestly still behind even if it doesn't, but we like have an outside shot. This is probably an end step, kill Reidane, untap Blood on the Snow, and then we can concede. If it isn't used in a barrier catalyst, feel free to send it to other people. So, to wrap on this deck real quick here before we poke at Helios a little bit more. I think I liked this Cleric's variation better than the black-white Pyre version that we played previously. So the Pyre version was basically playing Pyre to get access to lots of Righteous Valkyries consistently. And this build does that still, but in a slightly different way. Once Magic, we're ready to restart Magic Arena 2 because it's been loaded for 4 hours of just having a bad time. So Captain lets us find more Valkyries. Mimic and Croaking Counterpart let us copy them. Moon Dancer lets us scry into them. I think this deck's matchups end up being very similar to the Black-White Cleric deck from last season, though. This deck seems like it's very good into creature decks like Werewolves and White Aggro and Mono Green and stuff like that, decks that care about playing to the board. But the Blood on the Snow decks and the Sweeper decks kind of just chew us up and spit us out. I don't know that there's really a good solution to that. You could play something like Linvala with the blue splash, but like then you still just get hosed by Meathook Massacre. There's so many different control angles that you get hit from that it's tough to cover them all. So I think you kind of just pick and choose which ones you want to cover. So like I've got Reidane to like hedge Blood on the Snow and Doomscar, but obviously less good in some other spots against their spot removal and things. Stance also can help on occasion too. All right, let's get Arena